Thank you. Good afternoon, Chairman DeFazio, Ranking Member Graves, and members of the committee. I am Angela Lee, Director of Charlotte Water, the drinking water and wastewater utility, serving the city of Charlotte and the greater Charlotte region in North Carolina. It is my honor to appear before the committee today to discuss the importance of the federal role in funding and financing wastewater and stormwater infrastructure. In addition to speaking on behalf of Charlotte Water, I am also representing the Water Environment Federation, which is the technical and professional association of clean water and stormwater professionals, and the National Association of Clean Water Agencies, the association representing clean water and stormwater agencies before Congress and the federal government. Charlotte Water maintains more than 8,600 miles of water and wastewater pipeline with nearly 280,000 active connections countywide. We employ over 950 people with an operating budget of over $460 million. We have a 5-year community investment program of $1.5 billion. We are not only a provider of vital services for 1.2 million people. We are also an important provider and driver of economic prosperity for our region. Each member of this committee has at least one municipal wastewater utility in their congressional district, and many of you probably have several that is providing vital clean water services to your constituents and businesses. There are over 15,000 wastewater utilities in the United States, with 75% of the population, 244 million Americans, relying on well-built and maintained wastewater systems that treat 32 billion gallons. That's 32 billion gallons of wastewater daily. In fact, many of us washed, brushed, and flushed this morning, and it was a wastewater utility that took care of it. Without water utilities, businesses would not thrive, public health would be at risk, and our rivers and lakes and oceans would be in ruins. I urge each member of this committee to reach out to your local water and wastewater utility and take a tour of our operations and learn how we are protecting your communities, our communities, and helping them prosper. I respectfully urge you to read my full testimony, but for the purposes of this hearing, I'd like to focus on the challenges water utilities are having and the importance federal funding plays in helping us address them. As a member of the Water Environment Federation and the National Association of Clean Water Agencies, I can speak for my municipal water sector colleagues in communities across this nation that we support improving upon and increasing funding for existing water infrastructure programs and, when appropriate, developing new funding tools. Congress has made important strides in recent years to elevate water infrastructure as a national priority, but more needs to be done to ensure the federal government prioritizes investments to support a strong, modern water infrastructure network, as it does for other sectors. In 1977, federal funding provided 63% of water infrastructure funding. Today, only about 9% comes from federal funding. There is strong support for increasing federal funding for water infrastructure, as noted in a recent poll by the Value of Water campaign, which found that 78% of Americans said it's extremely important, extremely or very important, that Congress develop a plan to rebuild America's water infrastructure, and that 88% of Americans agree that an increase in federal funding is needed to rebuild federal infrastructure. To rebuild water infrastructure. Actions this committee and Congress should take: reauthorize the Clean Water State Revolving Fund and increase funding for that program, reauthorize WIFIA and increase funding for it, create or reestablish some target federal programs to aid lower-income ratepayers, stormwater infrastructure, and workforce sustainability. North, south, east, and west of this country, water utilities are united in protecting the environment of the communities we all serve. We all depend on water infrastructure to be dependable and operable, for without clean water, there would not be any public health, good public health. There would not be economic development and prosperity, and most importantly, without clean water, there would not be life. Thank you for the opportunity to testify on behalf of the water sector and this committee's interest in supporting increased funding for water infrastructure. I look forward to answering your questions.
Thank you, Ms. Lee.